What's up, guys, and welcome back. Today's module is going to be super important to staying on track, staying in a good mindset, and we're talking about the scale. Scale is something that is definitely something that can be a detriment to people's results based on how they interpret the number, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, not necessarily defining ourselves by that number or associating a number being a bad thing. And we're going to talk about why the scale fluctuates. We're going to talk about the weigh-in process, which is going to be a must during this process. So that way we can attain the best data, and data is going to be, what we're going to act from. Results are going to be data driven, not necessarily emotion driven. And so we want to shift our mindset to more or less using the scale as data points. So let's move forward in the non-scale victory module. We're going to talk about why non-scale victories matter. So first off, what is a non-scale victory? A non-scale victory is a win not related to the scale. Simple as that, guys. We can look at any win in our fitness journey as a non-scale victory as long as it's not related to that number. Problem with the scale is that most people get obsessive and they base their actions on that certain number. So, if you saw the number be really high one morning, a lot of times people that are obsessive about the scale will probably starve themselves or do something that they feel is going to make sure that that number is down the next day. This is extremely unhealthy, and it's not necessarily necessary on our fitness journey. A lot of times people misunderstand fluctuations. People weigh themselves whenever and not at a set time. So this could be an example, weighing yourself after eating dinner, or weighing yourself after eating breakfast, or eating in general. Obviously, the scale is going to be higher just because you have food in your stomach. A lot of times people will dictate that number even after eating with a negative connotation about themselves. So definitely not healthy on our weight loss journey. Let's talk about some fluctuations. Let's talk about why the scale is going to fluctuate. Okay, well, the scale is going to fluctuate no matter what. We have to get over this. It is not going to be the same exact number each day. It's impossible how that is going to, it's impossible. Simple as that, guys. So why does the scale fluctuate? Well, sodium and potassium. If we're deficient in sodium or potassium, our body's going to want to hold more water. If we just generally have more sodium and more potassium in our body, the scale is going to be higher. Obviously, it plays a role in having more water in our body. Anytime we have more water in our body, or anytime our muscles are holding water, because obviously our muscles need to have water to perform correctly, we're going to be higher on the scale. Inflammation. Anytime we have gut inflammation, anytime we have inflammation in our body from stress, all the above there, inflammation is going to fluctuate the scale. Muscle soreness, anytime our muscles are sore, they're inflamed, they're bigger, they're swollen, more blood inside the muscle. So obviously we're going to be weighing more. Carbohydrate intake, anytime we're going to be intaking carbs before bed. The next morning, we're going to be higher on the scale. Generally, when you eat carbs, you're just going to have a higher number in general. Overeating, obviously eating too much, eating too little, kind of the yo-yo effect of fluctuations. And hormone imbalances. That's supposed to say imbalances. I don't know why it says imbla, but it's supposed to say imbalances. Anytime, our hormones are not necessarily functioning correctly, maybe with your thyroid's definitely related to metabolism. So that could be an example as well. And that's something that obviously we would want to send you to a doctor for, to check your thyroid levels. Weigh-ins, okay? This is going to be the weigh-in process I expect you guys to do. The reason is because I want to start shifting your minds towards data, making decisions off of data, and that's what I'm going to do. It's the whole point of the weigh-in. The weigh-in is to be done each morning, and that's the key, guys. In the morning when we're fasted, when we have nothing to eat, you can take a pee or a poop, whatever you got to do in the morning, do your business, but then undress, weigh in with no clothes, whether boxers, briefs, whatever, doesn't matter. Get on the scale, record that number immediately, and train your eyes. No excuses here. The reason is because I need to use these data points to get an average weekly weigh-in, and that's going to be the trends we're going to compare as we see a downward trend in your weight loss cycle. Super important stuff, guys. If you're someone that is uncomfortable and have had, maybe has had a bad experience with the scale in the past, or is getting over the fear of that number, totally okay, guys. I definitely want to challenge you guys to set a goal. Let's say that this week your goal is to weigh yourself only on Friday. Get comfortable with that, right? Get comfortable with that and start to realize that the scale is it's data points. It's not a number that defines you. It's totally okay. Your scale is going to fluctuate. But let's start slow, and then let's start incrementally building that process, weighing yourself more and more until you're comfortable. There's no judgment here at all. But I will definitely push people to step on the scale because we need to feel uncomfortable in this process. It's the only way we're going to grow and overcome the number. Okay, guys? So weigh-ins, very important. On the custom diet template, this is where I'm going to be giving you guys your macros. Your macros are going to change based off your data points. And non-scale victories. What are some things to stay focused on, not related to the number? Because obviously when we see the number go down, that's going to be one form of results, but that's not the most important results. And oftentimes I believe that the non-scale victories are going to be the pulling force to kind of trigger more motivation throughout this whole process. And so some of these are feeling better. Obviously, progress photos and measurements, as you start to see your body change and your measurements go down, huge non-scale victories. Non-scale victories can also be related to nutrition. Maybe you're someone that had liked soda before, but then you limited yourself to only drinking soda on the weekends. Huge non-scale victory. Having more endurance, right? Are you having more endurance, having more energy around maybe your kids, maybe your grandkids, maybe your brothers and sisters, maybe your cousins, whatever, any extended family. Are you having more endurance? Do you feel better throughout the day? Are you feeling less gym intimidation? Are you someone that was scared of fear of judgment and you're walking to the gym and you don't feel that way anymore? Are you coming off a large or long period of not going to the gym and the first time you went to the gym in forever and you overcame the fear or that wall that was in front of you? Huge success here, guys. This is great stuff. Obviously, clothes fitting better, probably the biggest motivator. We definitely attach a lot of meaning to fitting in, certain clothes that you haven't really been able to fit in for a while, right? Huge non-scale victory there. Getting stronger in your lifts, obviously very important. Running faster and lighter. Right? Maybe you have a goal to run, let's say an 8-minute mile. Maybe you feel lighter and it's been a while since you were able to run. Like there's so many non-scale victories see what I'm saying, guys? These things are really, really important to really focus on. Maybe you're someone that is bigger and you lost weight and it's easier to do everyday things like grabbing things from the cabinet, bending over to get the vegetables in the bottom of the fridge, whatever it may be, right? These things are super important, guys, and we need to start focusing on these if we're going to see the results that we want inside the gym. So just a quick module on non-scale victories. I'm going to be pushing this, making sure that there's a chip on your shoulder. Non-scale victories are huge.